Get this ginger fuck out of my club. What's up, YouTube? Kedris here. This is my match reaction to Leeds United 3, Nottingham Forest 1. Now, that match was a series of problems, and to be honest with you, there's nothing really good I can pull from it. The substitutions were good, but there's more of a performative difference instead of an actual qualitative change to the outcome of the match. But hey, Luka got his first goal of the Premier League, so that's something to celebrate. He looked pretty decent. He looked like a lumbering elephant every time he ran. Kind of, I think, a little on the slow side, but I'm fine with that if you're going to be banging in headers. But I think the most important takeaway we had to get from this game is that Sean Dyche has to go. And it's not even because I think we just need to ride him out and there's a better manager out there. I just think that he is creating a negative qualitative impact on the club and the team. Why has Hutchinson not been starting matches? Why did Abbott start this match at right back? Let's get into it. So this is the team that was brought out against Leeds United. You had Ortega in goal for his debut, Aina left back, Abbott at right back, Morato and Milinkovic the center back pairing. Then you had Anderson, Sangare in the midfield, Hudson-Odoi was on the left, Dominguez was on the right, Gibbs White at the 10, and then Igor Jesus up top. This match from the start, I'd say after the 20th minute mark became a kind of total domination by Leeds United. They absolutely schooled us on how to play football. We couldn't string two passes together. We couldn't take on people and create opportunities. Every time we got the ball, it just seemed like we just wanted to hoof it up top and pray to God that something would happen. And obviously that doesn't work out, especially against a good organized team like Leeds, who've been picking up a good amount of points in the Premier League, especially since they switched to a back three. And to be honest with you, they didn't really play it like a back three when they played against us. It was kind of disrespectful, but we deserved it. Starting from the back, Ortega let in 3 goals. He looked slow. He looked indecisive. His kicks long were kind of short all the time and didn't really get the oomph on them that we're used to. So it'd usually go to like Sangare instead of getting up to the striker. Outside of that, I don't really have any problems. A lot of the goals were because of other people, although he did have that one that he deflected and he should have pushed it out, but instead it went to Okafor in the box and he scored. So maybe you can dock him for that. To me, he's the least bad of a terrible bunch. So it is what it is. Moving on to the fullbacks, Zach Abbott started at right back. And you could tell from the start of the match kind of that he didn't really grasp the situation. He was very timid in the way he performed. A lot of the time when he'd get the ball on the right and be asked to cross it in, he would take 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touches before he decided to cross, and that resulted in him being blocked a lot. He's not a right back. I can't really blame him for not being skilled at something that is not in his repertoire as his position demands. Moving on to Aina, shit game. He's been shit for a while now. Obviously still has the dribbling ability, but defensively he's been very unsound. I've been making constant remarks about it in these matches that we've been playing, that he hasn't been aware of what's behind him, that defensively he seems to be kind of a liability. And I'm going to talk about it more in my match preview for the Wolves game on Wednesday, but I got some spicy takes on the lineup for that match. Moving into the center backs, Milinkovic had a howler. Morato, I actually don't think he was that bad. A lot of people want to blame some of the goals on him, but I don't think they were his fault. I think Milinkovic was at fault for one of them, for not being positioned correctly. He kind of bit on the player at the top of the box and moved out of position. And that allowed Calvert-Lewin to come inside and cross Abbott's face in order to score the little kind of chest bop in. But, I mean, Milinkovic just doesn't seem to be the same type of player without Murillo there. He doesn't have the same amount of confidence. His positioning is really weird. So I think this kind of games like this reinforce my theory that we need to prioritize Murillo, keeping Murillo in the summer over any other player. Morato, he actually has, and I said this during the match, really good passing. I think his passing is very decent. The problem is that he's shit defender, and he's got a really big problem with judging the flight of the ball. So he gets into trouble a lot in situations where the ball bounces and he lets it bounce and he goes behind him. Also, he kind of just gets stuck on the ball sometimes. Like, you don't want to pass it. Like, there was a moment in the match where he almost got in trouble because he was holding the ball, but he had Ina just sitting out wide open on the left. So, and he didn't pass it for some reason. A little weird, but like I say, at the end of the day, the whole team was shit. And he's probably the least shit of a bad bunch. Moving in the midfield, I don't know how Anderson has a 7.0 rating on SofaScore. Let me check FotMob. Let me check the FotMob skis. 6.6. I don't understand how. Anderson was absolutely diabolical. I don't know what the fuck that was. He was terrible. Couldn't string a pass together. He was able to hold on the ball a couple of times, but he kept losing it. He seems to be in this phase where he wants to dally on the ball instead of moving it quickly, and it's starting to really piss me off. There's also a kind of laziness to his defending. Is that because his head's been turned, or is it because that these players just don't want to play for Dyche anymore? I don't know, but for the fans, you better fucking buckle up, Buttercup, because this shit is unacceptable. Moving on to Sangare, I actually don't think he was that bad. He was kind of anonymous in the match. He had some couple of passes he made where the player was offside, but they were forward-thinking passes, and I appreciated that. But him and Anderson were kind of just ass the whole game. So we didn't really get much out of them. Could that be a system problem? I don't know. It didn't really seem like they had options whenever we got the ball to move it forward. And I'll get on to the reason why, but it did not seem like we were really trying to make passes. We were just kind of trying to hoof it a lot. Moving on to the wingers. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he needs to be dropped. He's absolute dog shit. He's been dog shit for a minute. It wasn't even the problem of him getting the ball and holding up play today. It was the lack of effort. The when we were all pressing and then he just didn't press on Justin, and were allowed to get out of the back because they were able to pass it him, and he was just standing there. Gibbs White literally turned to him and was like, "What are you doing?" So I think Cal Hudson-Odoi he just needs to go to the bench. He just needs to stop starting, and maybe he can be an impact sub for us moving forward. But at this point in time, he's been crap for a while, and yeah, he can ride bench. And I have a lot of more negative things to say about him, but I don't think it's constructive. Gibbs White, he was kind of the only outlet. He was getting on the half turn sometimes. The chances that we created up the pitch were because of his ability to dribble and hold on to the ball against who was it, Ampadu. So he did do something. He provided something, but it just wasn't enough. And with the team just underperforming at every other position so badly, his average at best performance was probably the best. I can't of the starting 11. I think he probably performed the best, and that's not saying much. Nicholas Dominguez on the wing. He's not a winger. So what I'm about to say feels kind of counterintuitive, but he was shit. Now, he was asked to do a lot of things that should not be in his responsibility. And those things were, one, be a winger. Never been his responsibility. Two, he was asked to cover for Abbott, the 19-year-old. He shouldn't have been asked to do that. We should have started with Luca Netz, an experienced 100-plus game Bundesliga match player. But we didn't. We started with Abbott, the 19-year-old academy player. who plays center back at right back, and we asked Dominguez to help cover for that. So for me, at least, Dominguez gets a pass. He was shit, but he gets a pass because honestly, you're asking him to do all these things that are not in his repertoire, shouldn't be his responsibility, and it's just actually at this point kind of just pissing me off. Moving on to Igor Jesus. We didn't really get the ball up top to the attackers, so he didn't do anything. He was kind of, I wouldn't say stinker and hooked, but he was kind of more of a anonymous and hooked. So I mean, he wasn't bad, but he didn't do anything. Moving on to the subs bench, Amari Hutchinson came on, had an assist. Why is he not starting? One of my really huge issues with Sean Dyche. He put in a great cross. When he got on, he looked dangerous. He seemed to be able to want to take on the man and dribble, even though he was getting kind of two-upped. He needs to start. He needs to start against Wolves. And if he doesn't, I mean, I'm already Dyche out. What else can I say? Lorenzo Luca came on. He looked okay. He kept winning the ball, not really with his head, but like with his, like he just, the ball kept like, he just would stumble to him and he'd get it. It was really weird to watch, but I mean, he got a goal and he looked good. I would probably start him, but for a different reason than you would probably think. Against Wolves, Wolves is a match where I think we will be possession dominant, so I'll get into that in my match preview, but I would start him. Dan Ndoye came on, did a little something. He had a really good cross in, so that was decent. Man, I say did crap on Fought Mob, but it was all right. Ryan Yates came on, did a nice little spinaroonie. Didn't really contribute much. He kind of played the 10 position. I thought he came on and we shifted to like a flat 3, but we didn't. He's stuck in the 10 position, which was very odd to me when you have James McAtee who could play there. And these are another decision where I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, you are negatively affecting the team, Sean Dyche. Like, what are you thinking? Anyways, moving on to Luca Nets. It was good. He came on, won headers, was very calm on the ball, seemed to be in control. The moment didn't seem too much for him. Was that because we were already down by 3 goals? I don't know, but I think he was all right, and I think he should start. Moving on to the manager, Sean Ginger Prick fucking Dyche. He needs to go. And some people have been arguing with me, saying that, who are you going to get? Who are you going to play? I don't give a fuck. Get the academy guy. What's his name? Chris McGuane. Have him be a caretaker manager. This guy is making decisions that make no fucking sense. And they're just hurting the team. Like, he is actively hurting the team. Like, we're not maintaining a level or being actually fucking set up to lose. Why is Hutchinson not starting? Why is Luca Nets not starting? Like, these are things that are just insane to me. It's just like, why is McAtee not getting a sniff? Why didn't Taiwo come on in the last match? Like, things that are simple, elementary takes, things that are not being done. He needs to go. He needs to go. I don't care who we get in. Forest, I'm available for hire. I guarantee you 100% I will do it for free and get better results than this fucking ginger prick. And that's all I got to say about him for now. But yeah, so that was everything. Where do we go from here? I don't know. But anybody who had the fantasy that we were in a relegation battle, I think at this point realizes that we are very much in there. To me, the conclusion of this was Dyche needs to go. I don't care who we get, but these things where we're just not utilizing players appropriately, not playing players because we just don't like them, is unacceptable, and it's negatively affecting the team. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me. And I'm gonna put out a match preview video on Tuesday for the match preview to Wolves. If you guys would like to leave a comment, like, or subscribe, please do. We had a really good influx of people. I got I got featured on 2 match reaction videos, fan reaction videos, and that was kind of fun to watch. So hey, your boy's getting a little famous, moving up in the world. But hey, remember guys, at the end of the day, no matter how much it irritates you, pisses you off, whatnot, the most important thing is, come on, you Reds!